And there's a lot of emphasis among researchers and psychologists on what is called post-traumatic growth, because it is incredible. We are seeing more and more that people are so able to get those resources that we have inside of us, because we all do, and apply them. And it has to do with your cognitive appraisal, how you appraise the situation. The situation is there, painful, difficult. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to choose? Because remember, we all have choices. Our attitude depends on the choices we make. So are you going to stay there and choose to stay there and just say, like, see what has happened to me and stay there and just be dwelling on the situation? Because it's different to go through the grieving process than to be dwelling and staying there. Okay. And the other thing is like, well, let's see what I can do about this. And we have seen people going through these incredible transformations, even despite pain and crisis. And well, the famous Viktor Frankl, have you ever heard of him? He's a psychiatrist that he was in the concentration camp. And he suffered tremendously. And he did studies on the prisoners of war, and he saw how amazing the prisoners who found meaning in their suffering could make it. And it, developed into what is called logotherapy. Logo is meaning and all that, no? But that is very strong now, because the thing is to find meaning on what has happened to you. What happened, you cannot change it, but you can change how you respond, not react, how you respond to it.
And how do you change it? How do you go about, are those steps that you have in your book, are those the steps that you go about to change your attitude?
Well, the principles take you from the first one, no? That would be accept your loss or your transition, no? And then the second one, as I say, that I believe a lot in going through the grieving process, is live your grief. Live it, feel it, because grief can be expressed in many ways, many dimensions, and one can start somatizing. I said before, even to the extent of having a heart attack, but we can develop, migraines, stomach ache, dizziness, or that's the physical, or the social, you become isolated, you withdraw, or the contrary.
Even, right?
Definitely, that would be the emotional, exactly, or anxiety. And of course, the spiritual, I'm a big one in spiritual, and it's the fourth dimension. And we can really lose hope and lose faith. So if we lose all that, we don't feel motivated, and that's why I call the book Your Guide for Strength and Hope, because hope is what makes us going, what keeps us going. So if we find meaning in the things that had happened, sometimes even with the death of someone that is such a great loss, I would say the greatest loss, people sometimes even put organizations together to help others. Or maybe if they lost a parent and they had a bad relationship with the other parent, that would be the opportunity. They change their priorities in life sometimes, and they get closer. Or if you were living a life with no purpose, no meaning, then it's the moment to see that we are mortal, that we're going to die, because everything that is alive dies. So we may start appreciating more our lives and the lives of ones that are close to us. So we wouldn't be wasting too much time fighting, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also say that when you lose a job, or when something like that happens to you, that necessity is the mother of invention. So it could lead to some other opportunities that you might not have thought of if you were still at this present position in time.
Exactly. And I have had clients, because I have my practice, I have clients that they have lost, their jobs or financials with all this crisis, no? And maybe they never thought about going to another career or doing something else. And they have taken it, as an opportunity. And we go there, we do a lot of insightful exercises to come very close into your inner self. What is there? Maybe they have stayed in the job for 10 years, not enjoying the job per se, but to have just a job. And life is more than having just a job. So it has been opportunities to expand. Some people have gone back to school. And it's interesting because I teach, I am an adjunct faculty member of Kaplan University, which is an online university. I've been teaching for years for them. I love it. And I teach ethics. And it has been an increase in all these schools in students enrolling because they want to see new venues. So again, Belkis, it depends on how you see it and how you see it. You stay there just complaining, see what has happened to me, and even choosing sometimes the victim role or saying, do you know what? I'll see what I can do about this. And, so it depends on our attitude and to know that we can make it, to have faith in ourselves. And of course, if we believe in higher power, to have faith in God. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Very good information and a lot of good tips if we ever find ourselves in that position, or if we know of someone who's been is going through a similar situation. And if you'd like more information on how to cope with a loss, you can actually visit Ligia's website. She's got a website and it's ligiahouben.com. And there you're going to find information on her book, which is Transform Your Loss, Your Guide to Strength and Hope, which is also available in Spanish. You can also sign up to receive her free newsletter and even follow her blogs. Coral Gables Now is just